Hello there, my name is Lauren Hendricks. This video is for all the planning students at the University of New South Wales in their final year about to embark on their Honours Thesis adventure. I work in federal urban policy and planning analysis, and I'm an urban planner now, but in 2010 I was back there in your shoes. I was kind of excited to be writing a planning thesis, but I had no idea what topic to do. I had a few ideas floating around, but none that really grabbed me or resonated with me. As the weeks started to fly by, I still didn't have a topic. I was starting to panic a bit. I called a meeting with Robert Freestone, who was running the research prep course at the time, and ran through a few ideas I had by him, but everything seemed to be a dead end. I had no idea what to do. I was like, oh no. Finally, I asked Rob, are there any topics that you would like a student to research? Is there anything that you would really like to do, like one of your students to do? And Rob said, yes, actually there is. I was looking at doing some research on gender and planning in New South Wales and a history of women entering the planning profession. I think that would be a really interesting historical and theoretical thesis. And I thought, oh, yeah. It wasn't a topic I would have come up with by myself, but I grabbed it and I ran with it. And from that moment I knew it was it. That was the topic I was going to do. Such a relief. And the thing I loved about that topic, it got to the real question of who planners plan for and the values planners take to the table as they go about their jobs. Planning was originally a male-dominated profession, but since the 1960s lots of women have entered the profession. My thesis looked at this and also how gender influences our built environments in the profession. As part of my thesis, I did an audit of leading planning journals in New South Wales and Australia, a gender audit of them, and I also interviewed 13 women who are female planners, who have been female planners in the last 50 years in New South Wales. Female planners find working in the profession rewarding, but they also believe it's attempted to address women's needs, both in urban environments and the workplace, although many challenges still remain. For our urban environments to change, to be more gender inclusive, there first needs to be a change in social structures. It was a privilege to be able to hear some of the stories of female pioneer planners in the profession and get their stories down on the record. You can really see a shift in planning paradigm when you look historically back through the planning profession in New South Wales and link it back to when women entered the profession in the 1970s and 80s. I was lucky enough to get a small research link grant for some more further research with Rob and Christine Steinmetz. This led into doing some more research with them, which led to a conference paper and presentation at the Women, Leadership and Democracy Conference in 2011, and then also an article in Australian Planner, which was very exciting. I learnt lots of things from writing my thesis that were actually highly applicable in my current role in urban policy and planning analysis. I was lucky enough to work for the former Major Cities Unit on this and work on the State of Australian Cities reports in that role, and the research I did for my thesis and learning how to do a really solid literature review and put it all together and write in a timely manner was really helpful for that work. Some advice: once you get your planning thesis finished, get it out there, make the most of it, don't just let it be a dusty book sitting on your shelf. Email it to colleagues, friends, academics you know, get it in a conference paper, a journal, put it on a blog, use it as a tool for kickstarting your career. When you're doing your thesis, there will be highs, there'll be lows, there'll be freak out moments, there'll be points where you feel like you're running out of time. It's not going to all come together. Don't worry. Start writing, get something down on paper as soon as possible and keep moving forward. Your input from your thesis supervisor will be invaluable. Make sure you're getting regular input and getting help with the most critical things. Don't overload them. They're busy people too. I'd like to give a big thank you to all the women who are interviewed in my thesis, and my mentor Norma Shanky-Williams, who inspired me and helped me line up a lot of the interviews, and to Rob and Christine as my supervisors. Rob for helping me come up come up with my topic as well. And finally, a big good luck to all of you undertaking your theses. Over to you now, it's your turn. I truly believe that urban planning is so important to the lives of people and the health of this planet. It's a field that could really use some valuable research contributions, so make your thesis count. Thank you and good luck.